Saquon, Jordan was talking yesterday about a text chain that you and the other linemen are kind of involved in. What was the start of it? Why did you start that?
I don't know how it started. So I'll be lying to you if I told you how it started. But it's the way we stay in communication. And the big thing for me is I try to pick their brain, and Kellen does a really good job of listening to us and what the plays we like. And sometimes he'll ask me what plays I like, and I'll go right to those guys and be like, "What's your favorite runs of the week?" They feed it to me, and I feed it right back to Kellen.
Jordan said he's never been a part of anything like that before with any running backs here. Is that something you did when you were in New York as well?
I've always had like a good relationship with my off the lineman, but no, we're probably more in a group chat in New York. But things are a little more easier. We all lived in New Jersey, so the dynamics here is definitely harder because some guys live in Pennsylvania, some guys live in New Jersey. You could be an hour away from each other, but yeah, I think it's important, and I know how great those guys are up front, and how helpful they are for me, and the things that I was able to accomplish so far this season. So I try my best to make sure that I stay in constant communication with them.
What's your setup for tonight's game?
I'm be in the crib, I'm gonna go home, do some treatment, and locked in.
You gonna be on the text thread there with guys you played with, or how's that?
Yeah, we got like a text chain, but a lot of those guys are out there, living it up, enjoying their time. But I think I like where I'm at right now too.
What do you think happens tonight?
I think we win. There's never gonna be a time you ever hear me say that Penn State's gonna lose, but I truly think we're gonna win. And we're in a good position right now. We've got a great chance to do something special, but take it one game at a time. And as Coach Frank would say, Notre Dame, Notre Dame, Notre Dame.
You be screaming at the TV, that kind
I
of
do.
thing.
I do get a little animated a little bit, so it's best that I'm probably watching at home.
Second trip to the playoffs for you. Learn anything for the first game? Obviously, it was
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, first game. First time I ever went. Definitely was a cool experience. Obviously didn't turn the way out that I would like it. Fortunately, losing here in the divisional, but we went to Minnesota that year, played a really good team, and having to win a game in a hostile environment kind of gives you like a college feel to it. But the biggest thing, take away from that, there was a run I had against Philly in the divisional, kind of late in the game. Maybe it makes it different, maybe not, probably not, but where I think it was Epps kind of tripped on my foot on a long run, and those run this year has been 60-yarders and 70-yarders. So allowing myself in the offseason knowing that I probably wasn't ready for that moment, and using the whole offseason to prepare you for the whole season, but also in the playoffs when it matters most to stay fresh, and also helpful when you have great coaches and Jamal doing a really good job, my rep count, and taking care of my body, and the strength guys and the trainers here preparing me for this little run we hopefully about to go on.
In the playoffs, everything could be a little bit more magnified, right? Any mistakes, all that stuff has to be really, really nailed down. For the game plan, do you guys focus on just trying to keep everything, simplified, or what is the difference for you?
You don't really change much. You don't win 14 games by mistake. That's probably my biggest takeaway. The playoffs, obviously, it's magnified because if you lose, you go home. But at the end of the day, the team that turns over the ball less probably going to win. The team that creates more explosives probably going to win. All the little things that goes into winning football still stay the same. And we've been doing a really good job of that, and we got to continue to do that.
So a few weeks ago, when you were getting close to wrapping up the division, you spoke about the importance of having home playoff games. What are your emotions going into your first home postseason game in the NFL?
This might sound bad, but only people you could blame is Philly and the fans. The home games here are electric, so my expectation for a first home game, I don't really know how much further they can take it. Playing against them on the other side, and then playing a Monday night here, playing a Thursday night here, playing Sunday. It's like the way that they show up to games, and how amazing our fan base are is out of this world. So I'm excited to be able to have one home game guaranteed in front of them, but hopefully go out there and do what we got to do. So maybe 2, maybe 3.
So you talked about a win or go home. How is it? Is it difficult not to let that pressure sneak in as you get ready for a game? You know, it's one and done.
I don't think it's pressure. I mean, you know what's at stake, you know the reality of it, but at the end of the day, like I said, what wins football games wins football games. It doesn't change, and there's a reason why we won 14 games, and there's a lot we learned in the losses that we had. So you go in that with the mentality of playing great football, playing team football, detail, tough. I think I just quote what's on my my hoodie right here, but you know, most importantly, go out there playing with each other and you know the talent that we have and the coach that we have, believing in each other, and sticking to the game plan and making plays. We can do that.
When you arrived, a lot of your teammates, even some coaches, said you were like an A+ teammate. You know, someone who gets along with everyone and stuff. Where do you think that comes from? Like, why is that? Why do they say that comes from?
They're lying to you guys. I don't know. I appreciate that, but at the end of the day, I'm just being myself. And I like talking to people, like getting to know people, like making jokes. At the same time, continue to be super competitive and go out there and play with passion. So I just be who I am, and I think that just comes natural.
Saquon, do you feel you benefited from the week of rest, sitting out last week? Do you feel like that benefited you, or is it?
Of course, yeah. Anytime you can get rest and let your body recover a little bit, it definitely helps. But you know, it's a good thing because we were able to put ourselves in a position where we were able to rest and get ourselves prepared for this run. But the focus go to Green Bay, and you know the week of preparation that we've had. And I think we've had a great week of preparation up to this point, and wrapping up these next two or 3 days so we can finish strong.
What do you notice from Green Bay?
Whenever you arrived here, and the relationship you built with Jalen off the field, how did y'all talk about the opportunity you had together? What's kind of happened in the backfield with you both, and now the opportunities arrived here in the postseason?
Yeah, I mean we mentioned it a little bit, you know, in the off season, throwing trips and conversation, but you know the mindset always been keep the main thing, and focus on the little things and preparation, and I think he's been a key factor in that. He's a guy that you can look to every single day. He's going to stay the course, never too high, never too low. So these opportunities, kind of playing on it. This is what you expected. This is why I came here. This team's 2 years ago been to Super Bowl, and last year went to the playoffs. So a playoff team. We got a lot of guys here that was part of the Super Bowl year, and a lot of guys here that was here last year. So for me, it's just how can I add and what can I do, and the play and the level of play that I had in the regular season, hopefully continue to expand on that for the sake of the team, and we can go out there and make plays.
How was it that both you and Xavier in this game?
Oh yeah, that's my guy. I actually haven't talked to him this week, but yeah, you know, talking to him last year and having a tough year and not having the season that we would like, and being captain to the team, and to see him go over there and thrive, and see me come over here and thrive. It's a beautiful thing. You know, we're in two spots where we're able to let our play show, and I think that's kind of for a lot of guys in the league, not just only for the Giants, but a lot of guys in the league are super talented, and sometimes don't get the opportunity to show it. And just thankful that we're able to get the opportunity to show it, and we got to play each other in week one. Now we get to do it. That was a big stage there, and now we get to even do it in a bigger stage, and hopefully his level of play decreases a little bit this week.
What was it like having Jalen back at practice, and how do you think he looked like yesterday and today?
Yeah, I think he looked great. Obviously, you got to get back into the flow of things, of not being on the field for however long he's been. But he's a pro. He's a gamer. He's a guy that that's going to go out there and make plays. He's going to do a really good job of leading. So excited to have him back, and especially for a game like this where he's needed.
What are you noticing from Green Bay's defense at this point of the season? It was so long ago when you played them the first time.
Yeah, they're a great team. They're a well-coached team. Won a lot of games. You can see the improvement from week one, which you can see the improvement from us from week 1 too. I think two completely different teams that lined up against each other in week one at all levels. They do a really good job. Obviously, with Jair being banged up, but still. And like I said, Xavier making plays, linebacker, they're really good with Quay, Cooper. He's been playing really well. Familiar with playing Clark for a long time. I feel like I play him every single year. Every single time I play, I'll make sure to let him know how great a player he is. I don't think he get mentioned enough. Gary, Rashawn over there too. So it's going to be a tough battle. We know that they're an experienced team, and they're a team that were able to make a deep run in the playoffs last year. So we know we're going to get their best with a well-coached team. And at the end of the day, though, I think it comes down to us. If we do what we got to do, take care of the football, make the plays that come to us, at the end of the day, we should be in a good spot.
Saquon, it's not often a healthy Saquon Barkley sits out a game. What was that experience like, being healthy and watching from the sidelines?
Yeah, it was fun. That's what it's about. Seeing those guys that may not get the shine and the love that is needed throughout the season, but the reason why myself and all the other stars are able to go out there and perform at a high level is because of the depth that we have in this team. And I think it was cool that, I don't really believe in ones and saying ones and twos, but the backups, whatever you want to call them, were able to go out there and get a big win too against a division opponent. Put us at 14 wins, so keep the momentum going, and that carries over into the playoffs.